What if one of the greatest food legends in history almost gave up before anyone even knew his name? Because Tony doesn't look like a normal chef movie at all. This feels more like the story of a talented guy completely lost in life, right before everything changes forever. And honestly, this trailer surprised me way more than I expected. The movie follows a young Anthony Bourdain long before he became the world-famous chef, writer, and television icon people know today. Back then, he was just another struggling guy trying to figure out what to do with his life. At the start of the trailer, everything already feels like it's falling apart. He loses a massive writing fellowship opportunity. He's angry, frustrated, directionless, and out of desperation, he ends up taking a kitchen job that completely changes his future. But what makes this trailer so interesting is the atmosphere. The kitchen doesn't feel warm or inspirational. It feels intense, chaotic, brutal. Everyone's screaming. People are getting humiliated, and every second feels stressful. One moment that really stood out was when the chef says, 11 is late. That single line immediately tells you everything about this world. This kitchen runs like a battlefield. No excuses, no weakness. And honestly, that pressure might be exactly what Anthony Bourdain needed. The trailer slowly starts showing how cooking becomes more than just a job for him. It becomes an obsession, a purpose, almost an addiction. There's another great scene where someone explains food by saying, something sexy, something only you can do. And that line perfectly captures what this movie seems to be about. Not just food, but identity, finding your voice, creating something nobody else can replicate. What I also love is how raw the movie feels visually. Nothing looks polished or glamorous. The kitchens are sweaty, loud, dirty, and stressful. And honestly, that realism makes everything feel way more authentic. The movie also seems heavily inspired by the energy that made Anthony Bourdain so iconic in real life. Not just his love for food, but his honesty, rebellious personality, and ability to see beauty in places most people ignored. And if this film truly captures that side of him, this could end up becoming one of the most emotional, biographical dramas in years. Another thing I noticed is how the trailer balances chaos with inspiration. At first, Anthony seems completely broken, but little by little, the kitchen starts transforming him. Not into a perfect person, but into someone finally discovering who he actually is. And honestly, that's probably why this story feels so powerful already. Because deep down, it's not really about cooking. It's about failure, pressure, identity, and finding purpose when your life feels completely directionless. The acting also looks incredible so far. The main actor really captures that mix of intelligence, frustration, confidence, and insecurity that made Anthony Bourdain such a fascinating person. And visually, the film almost feels like a mix between The Bear and a gritty indie coming-of-age drama. Fast pacing, loud kitchens, constant pressure. But underneath all of that chaos, there's still something emotional hiding there. Overall, Tony looks way deeper than a simple chef movie. This feels like the story of a young man desperately trying to find meaning in his life before eventually becoming a cultural icon. And honestly, if the movie delivers on the same emotional intensity as this trailer, then Tony could easily become one of the most underrated movies of the year. If you enjoyed this movie review and want to see more cinematic breakdowns and horror explanations like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss the next video.